Now, from the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News Saturday morning.
We're following two breaking news stories this morning. Police arrested this man overnight, accused of attacking, punching, and knocking a sworn officer unconscious in Uptown. The crazy scene that unfolded outside the transit center. And breaking in Catawba County in the last 2 hours, police arrested a man who fired a shot inside a manufacturing plant. The connection the man has to the plant and the chaos employees witnessed. But first, it's a bit chillier outside compared to yesterday's balmy temps. We're starting with temperatures in the 50s. When we'll see warmer weather again and when rain will move in. Good Saturday morning. I'm Elsa Gillis.
And I'm meteorologist Vicki Graff.
Vicki, it kind of seems like we can't go a day without some little rain chance.
I know, very unsettled pattern.
Yeah.
And yesterday we had record warmth. We made it to 82 degrees in Charlotte. That also tied for the warmest day in February. Now changes, of course, moved in last night. We had a front that moved through that brought us some downpours. And today we're starting things off with some clouds, cooler temperatures. It still is a little breezy, but not quite as windy as it was yesterday. And the showers have mainly been north of I-40. That's really where the best chance for showers will be early on today. Rain chances move in as we head through the afternoon. When you step outside, you'll notice it is much cooler. We're 53 now in Charlotte, 52 in Concord, 48 in Salisbury, and upper 30s in the mountains. Our average high this time of year is 55 degrees, so we are close to that. It's hard to complain in February when temperatures are still in the 50s early on, but we are about 10 to 15, even almost 25 degrees colder than this time yesterday, so you will notice that difference. Going through the day, we'll hover in the low 50s, so it's not going to be quite as warm. It is going to be a little breezy, and the rain chances will pick up, especially after midday today. I'll take you through Futurecast to show you how long the rain will stick around and how much you could see in your neighborhood. Elsa?
We're following two breaking news stories right now. First, in Uptown Charlotte, police have arrested this man after they say he attacked, punched, and knocked a sworn officer unconscious at the transit center. Check out this chaotic scene there during the heart of rush hour. Eyewitness News reporter Deshaun Brown learned this all unfolded when the officer tried to arrest Reginald Alexander.
Investigators told us the officer involved is Officer Jeffrey Otten, and he said that he was assaulted right on this sidewalk directly across the street. At one point, police said he was even knocked unconscious, and the suspect kept hitting him.
Anything can happen at any time.
In a part of town that's always busy, nearly everything stopped. Police said a security officer with a company called G4S was assaulted just outside the transit center. Investigators told us the suspect was loitering when the officer told him to leave multiple times. They said he did, but came back, assaulting that officer when he tried to arrest him.
Nothing's safe anymore.
The crime scene unfolded just after rush hour in the heart of Uptown Charlotte. For hours, officers shut down surrounding streets while working to steer the city's buses through all of the chaos. As part of the evidence, we also saw what looked like that officer's clothes. Investigators told us he was covered in blood.
Because they had a bandage up to his head.
And the man just came back and assaulted him real bad.
Other witnesses described a fight they said went on for several minutes.
Basically, it was on both ends.
For people who saw this, it's hard to forget.
It's sometimes scary, but, you know, mind your business and keep it moving.
Deshaun Brown, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
The officer's injuries are very serious, but he's expected to survive. We've learned he's been in law enforcement for 26 years and worked with the Union County Sheriff's Office for several years. As for the suspect, CMPD says Reginald Alexander is charged with assault inflicting serious injury on a law enforcement officer. Last year, Channel 9 investigated crime at and around the transit center in Uptown. Officers told us as Charlotte grows, crime in the city's center could grow too. They said expanding their transit division could be a possibility to get ahead of the issue. And breaking in Catawba County in the last 2 hours, police arrested this man they say fired a shot inside one of Claremont's largest employers. It happened last night at Advanced Pierre Foods on East Main Street. Police told Channel 9 Chang Lee is a former employee and fired one shot in the break room. They believe the incident is domestic related since his wife worked at the plant. No one was shot, but one employee was hurt when they ran out of the building. Another employee who asked us not to show her face described the panic.
It was pretty scary. We didn't know, if he was going to come out the back door or come around back and start shooting.
Police did review surveillance video from inside the plant. They say Chang is facing 2 charges this morning, including assault by pointing a gun. President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have met with some victims from the high school shooting in Parkland, Florida. Gunman Nicholas Cruz is accused of killing 17 students and staff Wednesday and injuring 14 others. Last night, the president and the First Lady met with medical staff at a hospital where many of the victims were treated. They also met with first responders and emergency personnel, thanking them for their heroism Wednesday. For the past 2 days, many in the Parkland community have called on lawmakers and the president to make changes that will keep children safe.
This happens over and over again, and people are dying, and it seems like it doesn't matter, because what are thoughts and prayers going to do when people are already dead?
The president's visit came the same day 3 of the 17 victims were laid to rest. The public defender assigned to the accused shooter told CNN he plans to enter a guilty plea to avoid the death penalty and what would be a painful trial for the community. Last night, the FBI said it failed to act on a tip about the shooter, the accused shooter, Nicholas Cruz. On January 5th, a person close to Cruz contacted the FBI to report concerns about him, but the Bureau didn't appropriately follow protocols to follow up the tip. The stunning admission prompted Florida Governor Rick Scott to call on the FBI director to resign. New this morning, the leader of the North Carolina House plans to create a school safety panel. House Speaker Tim Moore says the bipartisan bill will examine current safety standards and procedures in schools. Members of the panel will be announced next week. In light of the Florida school shooting, the Mecklenburg County Sheriff canceled a gun raffle that was supposed to happen today. All proceeds raised would have gone toward Sheriff Erwin Carmichael's re-election campaign. The sheriff planned to raffle off some guns, including at least 4 assault-style rifles. He defended the event in the past, saying all winners would still need a background check. There are still a lot of questions in the Florida school shooting investigators are trying to answer, including the motive. You can find our complete coverage of the tragedy on our website, WSOCTV.com. Today, a Cleveland County family will march from their home to where their daughter was last seen 18 years ago. Aisha Degree walked away from her home near Falston when she was just 9 years old. She hasn't been seen since. Last year, the FBI committed a special team to look for new clues. The family told Channel 9 it will march every year to remind people to look for those clues. Turning now to the deadly flu epidemic, at least 84 children, including one in South Carolina, have died from the flu this year. 22 children died just this week.
That's the highest number that we've had in 1 week reported.
Health officials say only a quarter of those children got flu shots. The CDC says the vaccine is about 36% effective overall and as high as 59% effective for children 6 months to 8 years old. They warn 43 states have a high level of flu activity still this morning. In Iredell County, officials at Iredell Memorial Hospital say they're swamped with flu cases. They say doctors processed 650 flu tests from January 1st through February 11th. 138 of those tests came back positive. The hospital is asking guests not to bring anyone under 17 years old to visit patients as a precaution. The flu has killed 165 people in North Carolina this season, while 128 people have died in South Carolina. Channel 9 has extensive coverage on the flu, including the key symptoms to look out for on our website, WSOCTV.com. This morning, 13 Russian nationalists and 3 Russian groups are accused of interfering in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Special counsel Robert Mueller signed the indictment yesterday, which claims Russian agents were posing as Americans. Their goal? To help Donald Trump's campaign and damage Hillary Clinton's. And they were targeting peaceful protests on American soil, including right here in Charlotte. In November 2016, dozens of people marched in Uptown at Marshall Park. Federal investigators now believe a Russian group helped organize this rally, along with several others across the country.
The Russians also recruited and paid real Americans to engage in political activities.
Officials say the indictment does not show any of this activity changed the outcome of the 2016 election. A man accused of kidnapping a 4-year-old in Charleston is headed back to South Carolina. Yesterday, Thomas Evans faced a judge in Mississippi where he was captured after a police chase. They say he kidnapped Heidi Todd from her home Tuesday after severely beating her mother. Now, an affidavit is revealing new information about the attack. It shows the mother was attacked from behind by a man with a knife while walking into her home. She was brutally beaten and tied up. The FBI says the mother told Heidi to run and hide while she was assaulted. The family released a statement thanking everyone for the support. It goes on to say, words cannot express the range of emotions and suffering that my family has endured these past few days. Evans was released from prison earlier this month after a 10-year sentence for robbery. In 2000, he was also arrested and charged with criminal sexual conduct with a minor, but that charge was later reduced to assault. Officials in Catawba County say a properly installed child seat saved a 3-month-old boy's life in a horrible crash. Take a look at this picture from the Catawba Fire Department. Officials say the car was T-boned last night at the intersection of Highway 70 and Oxford School Road. The side of the car is smashed. Right now, it's unclear how many people were hurt or what caused the crash. People say they've signed up and paid for a 5K race that's supposed to happen in Charlotte today, but haven't heard anything since. We found the organizers of the Great Chocolate Race never even got a permit. The website is down, emails bounced back, and phone calls went to a full mailbox. The Better Business Bureau says it received 20 complaints. Time now is 7:11. You're taking a live look outside right now from our Speedway cam. Meteorologist Vicki Graff has an update on your forecast in Severe Weather Center 9.
Good Saturday morning. You could see from that shot there from the Speedway, we are sitting under some low clouds, and there have been a couple of showers, mainly north of I-40 this morning. Just some light rain for now. That rain will move into Charlotte later on today. It still is a little breezy as well. We had a front move through last night, and that's bringing us the cooler temperatures. That breeze anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. And it's going to be much cooler today. Temperatures will make it into the low 50s. We're there now and will really hover there throughout most of the afternoon. The rain pushes through Charlotte, I'd say closer to midday, and will last through the afternoon. I'll show you how much you could see in your neighborhood coming up. Elsa?
Tackling concussions. New at 7:45, the personal story Duke University will use to address that issue among children this weekend. It can be frustrating to drive on some Charlotte roads thanks to these potholes.
Since I've been here, I definitely have had damage to a car.
New at 7:30, the major potholes Channel 9 found in the city and how long it could take to fix them. And driving in the dark along Charlotte's busiest highways. Next, we take your concerns to the NCDOT, who has promised to update more than 900 lights.